The woman accidentally tore off the pull ring on a can, but to her surprise, she discovered that she could still open the lid by hand. This small discovery unexpectedly gave her a bold idea. She slowly raised her head and looked at the gap at the top of the container, which she had already damaged before, but could never fully open. Then the woman brought over a strap, used a small knife to pry open the edge seam of the container roof, and carefully stuffed the strap into the gap between the metal plates. Finally, she tightly gripped the strap with both hands, trying to use her body weight and arm strength to pull the roof open. In this way, the metal plate was miraculously moved. At that moment, the woman's eyes became extremely determined, because this was her only hope of escape. In the end, she completely lifted the metal plate, and at that moment, she felt the warm and comforting sunlight and couldn't help but reveal a long-lost smile. Soon after, the woman carried her child and climbed out of the container she had been trapped in for over 10 days full of hope. But when she saw what was in front of her, she was instantly shocked because she was drifting in the middle of an endless ocean. Not only was there no land in sight, but there were also no ships passing by. In order to survive, she had to pull herself together. At least she and her child had escaped. Then she directly threw the diaper the child had just used onto the sea surface, and unexpectedly, the baby's waist instantly attracted a large number of sea creatures. This scene genuinely made the woman overjoyed. Soon, she found a long piece of metal to use as a spear, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't catch a single fish, and in the end, she exhausted herself and collapsed. Just when she was out of options, she suddenly spotted a plane flying in the sky. Realizing this was a rare chance for rescue, she quickly crawled back into the container, grabbed an iron rod and smashed the television, then picked up a shard, intending to use it as a reflective mirror. She then hurriedly crawled outside, but accidentally cut her thigh on a sharp metal edge at the exit. Ignoring the piercing pain, she resolutely held up the shard, hoping to attract the plane's attention through reflection. But the distance was too far, and the plane could not see the light signal she was reflecting. In disappointment, she suddenly noticed blood gushing from her thigh. Helpless, she returned to the container to bandage the wound. She first took a sip of liquor, then used it to rinse her injury directly. Finally, enduring the intense pain, she used wire to stitch the wound shut. When she woke up again, she did not choose to rest, but instead used earphone wires to weave a fishing net. Early the next morning, the woman eagerly climbed down to the bottom of the container, placed the net into the water, and gently put the child's diaper on top of it. Not long after, she successfully caught a large fish. In this way, on the 15th day of being trapped, the woman finally had food. She thought that with enough supplies, she would not starve and would eventually be rescued. But until this day came, she had no choice but to leave the water-soaked container, and from then on, she and her child could only survive on that small makeshift raft.